Just 10 years ago, Mustapha Njie was a local building prodigy who established the first housing estate in the Gambia. The Rivtaf housing estate will be quickly joined by several others, modeled by the ambitious developer who will go on to become one of the biggest contractors in Africa.
I think this is the first time of such thing happening since the Barrow government came into power. It gives us a lot of hope as indigenous private operators.
Rivtaf is a Gambian homegrown super entrepreneur.
UN have indicated that the Gambia needs 90,000 houses. We have sort of housing over 90,000 houses. That's what we need.
He's the first person to work on real estate in the Gambia.
The model that has been introduced by TAF, that is public-private partnership, is the way forward.
A lot of plans to make land available to developers who are out there to be able to develop and then meet the target of the government, that is the low income, medium income and the higher income earners.
We are looking, we are planning, we're doing a serious mental debate. What do we do? How do we do it? With whom do we do it?
I have to first show a lot of gratitude to His Excellency the President, Adama Barrow, for allowing his top government officials to travel all the way from the Gambia to come and visit our project in Nigeria. They comprise of 2 cabinet ministers, namely the Minister of Tourism, the Minister of Local Government and Lands, and Regional Affairs, and their permanent secretaries, the head of the Tourism Development Board, the technical staff. We have some technical staff from the Tourism Board. We have the Acting Director of Physical Planning and Acting Director of Lands and Physical Planning. So it's a 14-member delegation that came on a very short and intense visit. I mean, this shows a lot of commitment. So we need to thank them for this initiative. It's a good indication that the government, this new government, is committed to create the environment for the private sector to prevail, and more so the indigenous private sector. So we like to thank them. We salute them, and we are looking forward into a partnership where, again, housing will be affordable.
Today, the TAF Africa Homes is active in 8 countries on the continent, with groundbreaking estate investments providing housing for thousands of people within different income groups. The Rivtaf Gulf Estate is a massive housing scheme that carves a forward niche in Nigeria's south-south region. Officials in the river state city of Port Harcourt have made housing a priority in a metropolis with an ever-increasing population. This drive takes shape besides infrastructural designs changing the outlook of the popular garden city. A quick visit and detailed tour of the housing model created by Mustapha Njie and Gambian officials are looking to replicate it in the country, where vast sheets of arable land is waiting to be developed to satisfy the growing housing needs of a steadily mushrooming populace. However, that's a population with diverse income categories as well.
First and foremost, we thank Mustapha Njie. I am glad that in Nigeria is Rivtaf, which maybe to some Gambians would only mean a title, but to me it explains a lot. I thank you very much. I must say that when you walk into my office that day to talk about our intention, particularly my intention of creating a city for the Gambia, you didn't know how much I felt that day. You had made my day, because I never thought somebody like you would also be thinking in the same line. And be sure that that was a very big encouragement to me.
The real estate chase continues its attempts to catch up with increasing accommodation needs, sparking a housing boom across Africa.
Ghana started spied, or they all looked upon the Gambia, they all studied the Gambia. Today they are doing fantastically well. So I think a lot of things need to be done, and housing is number one. construction is key in making sure that we really move the tourism sector forward, because this is the area where we survived on. I mean, the service industry is very important. The industry is important. In as much as agriculture is important, the GDP tourism is contributing now is immense. So we cannot relax. We need to reorganize ourselves and buckle up to make sure that we not only overcome our competitors and those learning from us, but then to reposition ourselves in the African continent.
He also spoke about employment. I mean, Tough Africa Homes and the sort of employment that is generated everywhere projects are being undertaken. How is this going to support our young people?
Well, you see, the problem is, you must understand, in Africa, 65% of our population are made of young people. It's made of youth. And the future of Africa is based on the youth. I'm going to attend a conference by the UNESCO, organized by UNESCO in South Korea. This is some of the issues that we're going to discuss. I believe that they are the foundation for the future of Africa. And whatever we do, we have to put them on top. And any program that you draw must take the interest and the development of youth on board if you are to succeed. Now, and I believe they've been neglected by virtue of the type of system of government we had. Bad governance, malgovernance, corruption, and all that brought all these things. But now I think the youths themselves are repositioning themselves, and African governments are becoming aware of that. So if we have partners like this, and who are ready to train, help, develop skills, make them available for development, they deserve a lot of support. Let me just tell you, again, going back to history, Mustapha, in 2000, I engaged him in 2002, I engaged him in a huge project that we had to do. And what impressed me at the time, he had training centers. He brought carpenters from Senegal to train our Gambian youths to be qualified carpenters. I saw that project myself personally. This was as far back as 2002. And he's been used to that. He is used to sharing his skills, his knowledge with people all the time. Because this I'm not saying story, these are facts. And anywhere he goes, basically, first thing he does is training. And if you look at the composition of people here, you have Senegalese, you have Gambians, Nigerians, other Ghanaians, West Africans. Over 2,000 were here initially. Now over 400 of them came from our area. I mean, that's a remarkable venture.
For the housing magnate, home is unfailingly calling. And whilst he moves to expand his continental designs reshaping the real estate industry, Mustapha Njie is seemingly ready to reunite with the country he reluctantly left many years ago.
Now our vision is in the Gambia. I mean, we have to develop Gambia. I have been out of the Gambia over 10 years now, very active in places like this. And the question now is, why not home? This is most needed in the Gambia. The biggest housing estate that was developed was initiated before 1994. That's Brusubi, under the Jawara regime. Since 1994, there were pockets of development. I mean, even our Burfoot development, it's only about 600 units, and that is insignificant for a population of close to 2 million. So our vision today is to get back home. To engage the much needed employment to be created. Construction creates a lot of employment. This project alone, we employed over 2,000 people. So our dream is to get back home, not only develop estates, but develop cities.
Today, estate development is one of the fastest growing sectors in the Gambia, with developers springing to utilize an emergent housing demand and particular beats of a rising middle class. For real estate executives like Ibrahim Fati, this is the real stimulant behind the housing boom. And he agrees, estate development in the 21st century has necessitated the kind of local expertise and large-scale undertaking ushered in by contractors with a global touch.
So we have Taf rek, dafa mane da nga wax Gambia yeb, parce que Taf dafa represent Gambia.
Mr. Njie is unique in the vast and diverse experience he brings to the real estate scene. His expertise will definitely move the Gambia upscale in housing infrastructure and additionally fulfill the public's accommodation needs.
Lolu su continue won, di kon Gambia dinañ am fu ñu fiixale seen bot.
Back in Port Harcourt, millions of people from different social and earning categories are benefiting from chic and contemporary properties fashioned by the estate mogul. The continent's housing needs, however, leave much to be explored. In Nigeria alone, estimates outline the need to build 16 million houses to satisfy accommodation challenges in Africa's most populated country. Welcome to Port Harcourt, this Nigerian city where luscious backdrops intermingle with a beautiful sea to attract holiday makers in droves. It's also a city that continues to attract significant estate development schemes. One of those schemes is being propelled by Gambia's own Mustapha Njie, whose estate development initiative, the Rivtaf Gulf Estate, is the biggest the city has ever seen as the Gambian estate developer moves to rebuild Africa. Can governments do everything alone? Experts have highlighted challenges in public funding and capital to meet a constantly growing housing demand.
The model that is being introduced by TAF, that is public-private partnership, is the way forward.
The reason why government want to create projects is because government want to create employment. And we realize that employment is the only way forward. I mean, this backway syndrome and all our people dying, these huge resources wasting, I think everybody is concerned. This is an issue that President Barrow raised with the EU when we were in Belgium. And I think the EU listened to him very well, and he made a very strong argument, which I was quite impressed. And in fact, the European Union themselves were really impressed that President Barrow took up this matter with them. So it really encompasses a lot of other programs that are geared towards the development and helping our youths create jobs and so forth. And already we have now 11 million euro at our disposal to create jobs for our youths to make sure that create empowerment of these people. We have many more projects in the pipeline of that nature because, as I said, we are aware, we are concerned, the development, the future is our youth. And such projects replicated in the Gambia will make a great difference towards the creation of jobs.
And so private real estate will definitely become a critical partner of governments in this endeavor. This land we are standing on right now used to be a swampy area, but TAF was able to, revise that. And today it's solid. Replicating that in the Gambia would be significant for locations like Banjul, but that could be expensive. Is it feasible?
Yeah, it's feasible. Land reclamation is a project where developers can cooperate with bodies to be able to reclaim areas for a different use, like swampy areas for residential use, as we have seen here. We have situations in the Gambia where people also have, on their own, you can see in Joswangs and other places, people living, even though these are not reclaimed in a proper way, but people are living there. But this is causing, we all see when rainy season comes, the kind of trouble it causes. But here we can see how it is better done, and then this will eventually erode or lead the water, the running water, to a stream or somewhere where it is controlled. So this also is possible in the Gambia. And then if we have people like TAF, it's very possible.
For all those who are holding on government land and could not have developed them, we appeal them, let go the land and let the land be developed. We need it for the country. We need it for the Gambian people. If we are serious about gainful employment, we must be able to engage on projects that will provide those gainful employment. And tourism is key. Tourism is one of the sectors that has a quick win for employment, quick win for foreign exchange earning, quick win for contribution to the GDP. And how do we do that? We cannot do that without the proper right facilities and infrastructure.
Extend our gratitude to the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, that as Gambians, we're prepared to work with his government, hands in glove, to develop our beautiful Gambia. We thank you from the bottom of our heart, for the time that has been taken to come all the way from Gambia to Nigeria to visit our project. Allah knows best. He has all the reward. We pray for you that you are rewarded personally, and also the nation is blessed and rewarded as we go through this month of Ramadan.
It has taken you a long period to be there, but you never relented. You were committed. And one thing that's good about you, you believe in partnership. And that is absent from most of our businessmen in the Gambia. I tend to ask them, why are you not partnering with other people who have got the resources that you can make a difference? They only like to own it and they cannot make it happen. So that's a concept I respect in your policies. You believe in partnership. You believe in cooperating with people. As I always say, government is collaboration and cooperation. Private sector is competition. And you really collaborate with people. You always partner with people. And I think with that, it makes a difference in towards your achievement.